Hello friends! Today is tomato planting day, and I did two things this time planting my tomatoes that I haven't done in the past. And I also realized as I was planting my tomatoes that I buy them almost strictly by the name. And there are lots of tales to be told based on how I picked my tomatoes. So today I'm going to give you two tips and lots of tales about my tomato choices. The first tip is that I am actually pruning the tomatoes before I plant them, or immediately after I plant them, because a lot of them have branches at near the very root, and those branches are just going to sap the tomato from its proper growing. So I'm going to, let me show you. Here we have a freshly planted tomato, and I am just going to go down here. I'm going to cut off these pieces that are very close to the root to give it the ability to move upward with more strength. Okay, so that's number one. Oh, should I cut him? I think I will. All right, so now that's done. Now the next thing I'm going to do, this is tip number two, the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to eliminate all of the buds that are trying to bloom. So you can see here, this is an overachieving little tomato plant, and he's trying to already develop tomatoes because these are the little flowers. We do not want that. That's just going to sap strength from the tomato growth that it needs to be nice and strong. So we're just going to pinch all of those off, and voila. Tip 1 and 2 for better tomato growth. Well, I'm not sure how you pick your tomatoes, but I have to say, I think I pick my tomatoes almost exclusively by their names. So let me tell you some stories. This little tomato here is called Cyril's Choice. I feel like this, in my tomato era, this was my early motherhood, because St. Cyril's was the parish we belonged to and my girls were growing up. My two older daughters went to St. Cyril's Elementary School, had a fabulous time. We felt very much a part of that community there, and I'm very grateful for it. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna honor my Cyril's era with a Cyril's tomato. This tomato is called Lady Madonna. Gotta tell you, I had a Beatles era. When I was in late grade school and high school, oh my gosh, the Beatles were all the rage. Lady Madonna was all the rage. Had to have it, had to listen to it to be cool. So that's my Beatles era tomato. This little tomato is called Juliet. This is my Romeo and Juliet era tomato, because as you know, I was a teacher for 25 years in an all-girls high school, and I cannot tell you how many times I taught Romeo and Juliet to ninth graders. They adored it. I adored every minute of it. It's one of my very favorite plays. I have fond memories. We used to go out on the balcony at the high school, and you know, some of the girls would be on the top of the balcony and some would be below, and some were Romeo and some were Juliet. Oh, it was great fun. Anyways, that's what this tomato reminds me of, my Romeo and Juliet era. This little guy is called Madame Marmande. That tomato is from my mother-in-law era, because my son-in-law Biff grew Madame Marmande. We used it in one of the taste testings and it won first prize. So now every year I have to grow Madame Marmande in honor of Biff's success. This little guy is called Persuasion. This tomato is the 2025 tomato of the year. So that's really probably the main reason why I bought it. But as I was thinking about my eras, I thought, you know, Persuasion fits perfectly into my current era, which is, you know, close to 70s era. Because I don't know if you read that article in The Atlantic about the invisible older woman. Yeah, that happens when you get older as a woman. And so you have to do a bit more persuading to get attention, to get your voice heard. And believe me, I'm planning on doing that. And lastly, this little guy is named Shimmer. I don't know why, but I love sparkle. I have always loved sparkle. I saw the name Shimmer. I thought, that's me. I'm a sparkle girl. And you know, my daughters really did not pick up on that. I mean, they know that about me, but they are not as interested in sparkle as I am. But guess what? My granddaughters are, and I indulge them every day. So those are some of my tomato era tales, and also 2 tips. Have a great weekend.